Hey friends, today I want to talk about food and lifestyles. See, longevity, vitality, it's something that is available for everyone in a way that there is a possibility for each individual human to achieve even physical immortality. And it's a big theme. There's a lot of things to mention. But something that's very easy to implement, and more people today I've seen are called into this way of organizing their lifestyle. We call it generally intermittent fasting. And if we have that 12-hour to 16-hour break between the intakes of food, which basically means one would eat, for example, between noon and 6 p.m. and then mostly have no intake, or you can also have some intake of liquids in the AM, or something that helps your body flush. So that's a least effort way to come into these periods of time where the body can just rely on cosmic energy, and because it's not processing, it's not working to process foods, it will regenerate cellular tissues. So there, it's actually pretty easy to kick into this regiment, and everything that I do for myself and everything that I advise or just share, and you may take it as an advice or inspiration and dabble in it following your own guidance, because we are all unique individuals on a different path. So what works for one at a specific point in time might not work for another in that specific point in time. That being said, also what works for me today might completely shift tomorrow, and it's really an art to be open to flow from our inner wisdom, from our intuition, because we moved from the age of Pisces, which is all about intellectual choices. Mind is creating these binary opposites, and kind of like always a friction between these polarized agendas, these either ors, and this is how we used to build contrast in the age of Pisces, but now the age of Aquarius is here, and the architecture and the frequency of reality has changed dramatically. So we are not fruitful if we still want to come at it from a place of intellectual knowing. And actually we can be very effortless if we only flow from our intuition moment to moment. So that's a big change, and if you are here watching this video, then we can also acknowledge that there is a law of resonance that brought you to this specific transmission at this point in your individual exploration of this reality. In other words, you might be vibing with a dietary change or ideas of immortality. So let me break down a little bit the energetics of this game design and your avatar design, and how does the cosmic energy work. So when we recognize that we are different individualities, what makes us different? We are all the same consciousness, and then we're wearing a bodysuit, and on top of that we are wearing an energetic operating system which we call energetic memory of our individuality or karma. So this karmic suit is basically all of your impressions. All of the impressions on a level of you was born as a child, and then you recorded your language, you recorded all the situations with your parents in school, like whatever might have traumatized you, whatever might have gave you inspiration, all of that is imprinted in your energetics. And through this energetic coating, we interface and perceive our realities. So we have different unique realities individually. Nobody sees and feels what you see and feel. Nobody interprets that in the way that you do. Everybody have their own very individual rendering. And then this is also shared as something where we are sharing this reality in a multiplayer type of simulation, where we are sitting here and we are all in the same place, and we might be tuning into each other, but we might be just zoning out and having our individual experiences, to the point that really I want to say this is all quantum. And let's say we were both sitting in this cafe where I'm sitting, I might be hearing jazz music in the background, but you might be sitting in the very same space and you might be hearing hard rock music. How so? There are different channels of reality. So even though we might assume that we are in the same reality experience, when we're talking about the collective reality, that collective reality has multiple channels, and each individual can be either participating in a timeline where everybody is synchronized to that, or might be just occupying that space but being on a different channel. So we can assume that we are in the same reality, but also a little bit of discernment, we might be present in the same space, we might be in two totally different or slightly different renderings of reality. I've seen these glitches a lot, and I've seen that sometimes there is no way to compare my own experience to experience of other people that were on the same field trip, that were in the same room with me, because what they experienced was completely different due to their own karma. So we are all experiencing actually our own karma, and we can either accumulate karma or we can dissolve karma and be more open, be more empty, be more light, be more free. So how does that work? When we accumulate impressions, we consume reality, play in the reality, we get impressions, we get impressions, we get impressions. we never stop to offload. The RAM memory gets, or all these imprints start to be like you're carrying baggage of your previous life. Of course, karma is also passed on from parents and ancestors, and there's even future karma from your future versions of you in higher densities. And it's a non-linear, it's a multidimensional reality, so in higher densities, higher dimensions, it's the future versions of us. And I have definitely been throughout this life defragmenting or releasing the karmic imprint or the energetic memory of both past or lives that happen. If we look at the linear reality like past and future, I've definitely released energetic memories from the past and from the future too. Ancestral lives or past lives, past incarnations or future incarnations, galactic incarnations that operate in a higher density than this one. And then there are completely parallel universes. There are different video games than this one where karma is not shared at all, but you can tap into them and you might draw inspiration from them. And that literally means there's a Shrek universe, there's a Gandalf and Hobbit universe, there's everything that you ever saw in fantasy or fiction. It exists as another box of reality, another DVD that's playing. And when we have a lot of imprints, a lot of energetic memory, this can first of all bind us to this one reality and even lead to reincarnation, because we get so much impressions that we get so busy in this play we don't get to finish all these chapters that we opened up, and then we incarnate again to project these experiences again for us so we can master them and fully transcend them in that next life. And when we incarnated here, maybe we are taking some of our previous lives into this life to be projected as circumstances, people and situations that will enable us to finalize those journeys that we previously undertaken but haven't completed. Now, when we have a lot of imprints, this might happen. On an energetic level, these imprints might become fragmented and disorganized. So, let's say I have this energy body, okay, and my imprints go there. So when I see the world and I interface with the world, my energetic memory plasticifies this imagery and it becomes my data, all my experiences, my memory. Now I can offload that every day if I meditate, or every evening if I rewind my day and just kind of like let go of these imprints. I may live mindfully, so I may also come into day like this, come into every situation, every transmission, every interaction, every co-created ceremony or space. I may come like this. I may even fully exchange energy with a being, like in a healing session, or that would be like a level of intimacy where we completely open up to each other. It's almost like having sex, or it's kind of same like that. If you will open up a stream of complete interaction with another that also involves the source, and so then you may close it, so nothing is left behind, no aspects of the other and no aspects of my individuality are kind of like remain with each other, right? Because if we give each other something and we do not fully exchange that, then we will keep seeing each other, which can be romanticized, and we might call that relationship, but this really is a cluttering that prolongs the reality, because everything can be lived fully and everything can be experienced fully in the now moment, there is no reason to postpone things. Even when we build something over time, it helps not to form attachments, because things that we build in the physical world will still be there tomorrow. And I mean, like, if I was, let's say, creating a painting, there's today I might like paint in my studio, and then I might go to sleep, and then I might go to sleep totally still enmeshed in that process, in that working process, and like I can't wait to wake up tomorrow and finish what I started. And then I might carry that on from that energetic memory that is my individuality, that is my interface, and then I wake tomorrow and I'm on that same thing. In another way, I could go to sleep and totally die or let go of everything that I lived through that day, sort of like I'm dying. But then I might also know that when I wake up, that painting is still going to be there, or that partner that I'm relating with, lover or business partner, they will still be there. And because I know that, I might disengage from that relationship with knowing, actually, certainly, that when I enter my studio, the canvas that I started to play on is still going to exist. So I'm not going to sleep and thinking, okay, if I like disengage from this relationship or this project or whatever, it's going to disappear. It just might still be there, but I might be able to start from zero. When I engage that canvas, when I engage that relationship, I might just fall in love every single day anew. This is the way to live karma free. I'm just like not even suggesting that, I'm just bringing it into perspective so you might decide for yourself. Because definitely I lived with like a lot of dreams, a lot of attachments, a lot of resistances, a lot of unfinished business, and a lot of unresolved business. I found out that it might be even more expensive to open and close interactions energetically as I come into them and as I leave that space of interaction. In that way, I exist like I am not necessarily existing right now. I might be existing at the same time I am not, because a few things really bind me. But still, tomorrow I have a child, he's going to be there. I have my projects, they're going to be there. Simply when I'm not doing something, it does not stay with me. When I go back into doing that thing, I open up the flow of energy between my soul and that creation or interaction. I build it up, and then I close that ceremony. And this is a way of energetic sovereignty. So what happens if I don't carry a lot of memories? Body is constantly like having an open flow of energy, and it's feeding on cosmic energy. So I can go without food and nothing happens, there's no need to eat. Now when I had a lot of karma, I can't receive cosmic energy, so I need to sustain myself through eating. Because a lot of karma becomes congested, becomes fragmented, and then the flow is obstructed. So, in the same way, if we do intermittent fasting, or if we do a couple of days of fasting in a course of a month, or in every spiritual writing, religion, it has been recommended to do different types of fasting throughout the year. And some people follow that, and they found that the calendars of these religions, spiritual teachings, I don't mean religions like organizations, I mean like spiritual teaching that come from that religious movement. So individuals that partake in these, like Ramadan fast or Easter fast or Christmas fasting, they experience health benefits, and they experience ease and detoxification, and just it's like a general reset. But this reset will also allow the absolute spirit of the world, life force, Shakti, to also cleanse your energetic database, which are your impressions. So it's a two-way street. For some of us, it's more approachable to understand that we feel better when we are doing this intermittent style of diet. Or when we are doing a couple of days on juice every month, and we are feeling lighter, we're feeling more uplifted, we're feeling more energized, and just like more vital, more vibrant. And then on the other side, we might be feeling drawn to energy work and clearing out the patterns, behavioral patterns, karmic imprints. And if we want to do that, then also we might find that we are supported by lighter food intake regimens. So there you go. It's my 2 cents, and I hope it's like a well-rounded spiritual technology perspective, and also just general lifestyle perspective of what can work for us. And I might have not touched upon the physical immortality, so really quickly, there is a general term, immortality, which we may take and observe from so many different perspectives. One type of immortality is breaking the cycle of karma, that's unconscious reincarnation. So we are actually living from just playing out that karmic imprint without any choice to divert that or kind of like escape that. And then we're automatically, the garden of life is just like putting us into continuous reincarnation cycles. For many beings nowadays, it is a conscious realization that we are in a big portal. It was a 10-year portal, and now it's also extended 100-year portal where we can ascend from these lower dimensions. And so many beings incarnate purposefully to actually recycle karmic imprints and go to that next level of the game. And so when we become identified with our soul, which is immortal, and we can make this cross-life references, integrations and decisions on our future and future incarnations, then we are in effect immortal, because we are changing these bodysuits from time to time, and we have come into the awareness that we are this like overarching being that is coming into different planes of playing the game of life and just inhabiting different individual bodies, every time receiving some portion of that family or lineage karma. And so that's one way that we are immortal. Also, then we can see that we have higher stations of identity in different densities, or games where we are already something like a star seed, somebody who have already passed through these levels of maturing, so we are kind of like already living in the future. And then there's physical immortality. That means that we can rejuvenate this body to be able to stay here for thousands of years on this plane. And really now, with this also transition into fifth density and higher densities that is happening on the planet, once we touch the no time 0 point, then we have continuous regeneration, because we are just light particles that the consciousness that is outside space of time is dreaming. With that, we achieve the light body or the solar body configuration, and then we can jump into different realities or do many kind of new things that were not in play in the game, where we were in the karmic body and the physical body and sort of like locked in to that arena of exploration. More about this I'm definitely going to share throughout this lifetime and my channel. So if you're interested, please subscribe and even turn on notifications to be updated about my upcoming videos. I hope that everybody who has some value from this transmission has been inspired by this, and until next time, I salute you.